Hello, everyone. This is Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, the Disrupt Meister. Welcome to the One Bitcoin Show. Today is August the 28th, 2019. Strong hand, be a unique beast. Value your wealth in Bitcoin. Having hype, we'll talk about that. Unconfiscatable. One Bitcoin equals one Bitcoin. That's what you got to remember on a day like this. And of course, offended by selling and be in motion. 5-digit realm. Oh yeah, it's the 5-digit realm. Oh yeah, you're going to look back on this video one day and be like, people were worried about the 4-digit realm? Anyway, hello my elite friends. This is your home for Bitcoin insider information. Good to see all you dudes. You guys can do the super chat. You can ask questions. We are live and it is happening right here. And I want to start with a tweet because I see some weak hands out there. People, why are we in the 4-digit realm? I thought it was 5-digit realm. We're on the border, dude. It goes, when you're getting used to the 5-digit realm, you still go back to the 4-digit realm. You're going to look back on this one day and smile just like you smile on the old 3-digit realm. Pound that like button. But here is a tweet from eWatcherbit. And follow me on Twitter at TechBalt, TECHBALT, because I retweeted this. I retweet the good ones, dudes. Come on, people. You retweet me, I retweet you. Crazy thing happened today. Bitcoin, in terms of fiat, Bitcoin dropped in terms of fiat. I can't even say that. And I still have the same amount of Bitcoin. One Bitcoin equals one Bitcoin. Strong hand. Okay, so this really, today explains what one Bitcoin equals one Bitcoin, what that concept is all about. If you can't grasp it after today, then I don't know what to say, dude. It's about long-term thinking. Your system is, you're getting more Bitcoin, okay? That's your system. You're doing things that get you more Bitcoin. You're in motion. You're getting more Bitcoin. You're thinking, get more Bitcoin, get more Bitcoin. Because you know that in the next decade, in this golden age, baby, in this golden age, and again, I'm saying golden age, but I don't mean it's a time to hold gold. I mean it's a time to hold gold 2.0, which is Bitcoin. Pound that like button. But in this next decade, the people with the most Bitcoin, they're going to be the wealthiest. So a price drop in 2019 in terms of fiat, what does that mean? You're trying to get more Bitcoin. One Bitcoin equals one Bitcoin. You still have the same amount of Bitcoin when something happens in the fiat market. You're thinking next decade when you're going to have, yeah, man, I've got 122 Bitcoin. Ha. So yeah, it dropped at one point in 2019 or at many points in 2019 in terms of fiat. Oh, who cares? I got 122 houses I can buy now, or whatever one Bitcoin will get you in the future. But that's the thing. When we have these price drops, that's what you got to put in. You got to get that long-term thinking into perspective. That okay, yeah, there's turbulence in terms of fiat, but you want to have as much Bitcoin as possible, but you want people, all the success shamers of the 2020s, and don't worry, the 80%ers aren't going anywhere. They're going to do what they're going to do. They're going to try to shame you on your success. And that success is going to be based on how much Bitcoin you have. It doesn't matter what it was worth in 2019 in terms of fiat on August the 28th. So there you go. One Bitcoin equals one Bitcoin. Try to get as many of those one Bitcoin as possible. And that's the name of the show, the One Bitcoin Show. And alrighty, what is next here? You're old school, okay? All the altcoiners out there. I talk about the altcoin flavors of the month, and dudes, we have had some ones that people have totally forgotten. Have you guys ever heard of Pivx? Yeah, Pivx. That was like the altcoin flavor of the month, like in April of 2017. May of 2017, I don't know, something like that. So they come and go. Most of you are like, well, what the heck's a Pivx? Well, it was something that copied Dash, from what I remember. And there was this drama between the Dash people and the Pivx people. Look, guys, think of Pivx the next time someone tells you that they have the newest thing and greatest thing in terms of Bitcoin, in terms of cryptocurrency, okay? It was a flash in the pan. It was Friendster. It was whatever. Bitcoin is the next Bitcoin. Pivx wasn't even the next freaking Dash, for God's sakes. Okay, moving on. But it does bring back memories. It shows you how long you've been around in the space when you can put a big smile on your face. And there's a guy named the great Ophir is here. Oh yeah, dude. Pound that like button, dude. I'm going to be talking about Israel in a second. At the end of the show, I'm talking about Tel Aviv Blockchain Week. Come on, where are my questions at, people? You got to have some questions today. And yeah, long ago, some people think April 2017 was long ago. It really wasn't. And a lot has happened since then. But in terms of, months ago, what was that, 28 months ago? So a little over 2 years ago. And that's why you got to keep in perspective. You hold that Bitcoin. Imagine what's going to be going on in 2 years from today, in 2021. It's all cyclical, baby. So we should be living through. If 2017 taught us anything, 2021 is going to be a wild and wacky time. And you got to hold on to that Bitcoin. I'm offended by selling when Bitcoin's going up. I'm offended by selling when Bitcoin's going down. So it's very tempting during those crazy fiat moonshots for people to try to diversify for the sake of diversification. They buy some Pivx and then they regret it 2 years later, or they get some fiat and then they get a letter from the IRS a few years later. You know how it goes. All right, so let's talk about some players in the space, some names in the space. Bakkt. On September 6th, our warehouse will begin offering secure storage of customer Bitcoin to prepare for the launch of Bakkt, Bitcoin daily and monthly futures, when they launch on September 23rd. These contracts will enable physical delivery of Bitcoin with end-to-end regulated markets in custody. So, dudes, we're getting you got dates to look forward to, all you Bakkt freaks. Okay, I know there's some of you out there that have been looking. This has been the talk of the town for a long time. And it's going to actually happen now. And that's the thing. You just got to be patient with all of the things that we know are going to happen eventually. Yeah, they get delayed, but they happen. So there are some dates for you. And there was something. Oh, it's funny. September 23rd also, I think Caitlin Long will probably be on the show that day. So there's a little sneak peek for you people. Pound that like button. Oh, yeah, she'll return. Don't worry. And 123 No Scope said he just got a security deposit back from his college housing today. Instantly put it all into Bitcoin for the year 2032. Whoa, that's pretty hardcore right there. Good treatment of your fiat there, man. Value your wealth in Bitcoin and long-term thinking. Now, here are some fake news. So I didn't retweet this. I took my time and researched it. People got excited. Here was the fake news. Bernard Arnault, who's a French guy, the world's third richest man, supposedly, has set up a management company in Belgium to invest in crypto. Not true. It wasn't true. The third richest man in the world did not set up an investment company in Belgium to invest in crypto. But, and this is a big but, something like this will happen one day. One of the 20 richest men on earth is going to do something like this. Whether it doesn't make a difference if it's number 50 or number 3. Okay, it really doesn't make a difference. What makes a difference is if you do it before them. So the question is this: the question isn't did the third richest man set up a management company in Belgium to invest in crypto, because it's going to happen one day. The question is, have you set up your management company, which is your Trezor or your ledger, and invested in Bitcoin? Pound that like button. Because if you haven't, you're going to end up a doomer and a gloomer and an 80% complainer crying about why the 8th richest man in the world has a bunch of Bitcoin and you didn't know anything about it, or you just were like too busy paying attention to some crypto soap opera or some nonsense. All right. the biggest supply shock in the history of financial markets. Coming up, 2020 halving, you probably want to get in before that. I've been saying that since 2016. But hey, personal responsibility is new counterculture. You can wait and see what happens after the 2020 halving. You can wait and see what happens after the world's richest men set up management companies for their Bitcoin. Do what you're going to do. Hey, remember, soft launch of facebook.com/disruptmeister. It's linked to below for the people that are interested in me being on Facebook. I haven't worked on it at all, but people like me being on Facebook, and maybe you can get updates that way. And it gives me another opportunity. If I can make some Facebook-only videos, maybe that'll be live, and it's easy to do Facebook Live videos. Anyway, but I have not done any, and if I do, I'll announce them in advance, unless they're total like. Yeah, I'll probably announce them in advance. Can't promise it'll be definite. All right. So voting, you guys and your elections. That for 80%ers, voting is it's a total false god that they worship. It's just an odd idol. It's not sacred. Okay, voting isn't going to solve your problems. Elections aren't sacred religious institutions. In fact, they've become bloated bureaucracy because all the regulation around campaign finance rules, I'm talking in the United States, but I'm sure it's everywhere. They're at the state level, at the national level, all these people are paid to check all the candidates to make sure they crossed their T's, dotted their I's, pounded that like button, and did everything that they're required to do. Keeping track, making sure people didn't give more than $2,000. The regulations only help the big guys, probably. Okay, that's the way the world usually works. I don't believe in any campaign. I think you should be able. The wealthiest dude in the world, he can give as much money as he wants to a campaign. Who cares? That will give the little guys a chance to financially innovate. And disclosure of who's giving you money. Why force them to do that? If the public cares about who's funding campaigns, then the campaigns who voluntarily give all their information, they will do the best. But the public generally probably doesn't even care about that stuff, who funds campaigns. But why am I bringing this up is because I believe that there's an article on CoinDesk today about some organization that wants to do an ICO type thing for a campaign, and I think that's totally fine. I say compete, don't complain. This will give all the guys that say, "Oh, we're little guys, we can't raise money." Let them print their own money. Let them create their own cryptocurrencies. Let them do their own crypto dividends off of Bitcoin with their super PACs, or we won't even have super PACs. Again, I'm a dreamer. Okay, I think we should live in a world without regulation. But on the realist level, yeah, we're gonna keep on having some regulation on the elections. I think they should be open to allowing cryptocurrency and Bitcoin to help disrupt the space, because I do think it will help the so-called little guy. And this is not some sacred institution. It's so blown out of proportion. Try something new here. But anyway, cryptocurrency can shrink the U.S. election bureaucracy and allow so-called little guys to not have any excuses. I did a video back in February that's linked to below where I discussed my idea of super PACs doing crypto dividends of Bitcoin. But the CoinDesk thing, I commented on that, and I said at the start of the year, I said that one day there would be a Bitcoin-related funded crypto super PAC. And now, according to the following article, Politicoin token is trying something like this for the guy in North Carolina. And the political group launches ICO to support a House candidate. And yeah, that's about it for that subject matter. It is amazing that people get so obsessed over, it's unfair. Someone gives more than $5,000 to a campaign. We're talking about let's let cryptocurrency and Bitcoin create election funding innovations. Again, I don't. It's not a sacred process, people. And again, control your own destiny. Control your own destiny, and don't. They're not gonna change things for you. But many people, the 80%ers, think that their vote is so sacred that it's a magical pill that will solve all their problems. It will not. And I don't like tax funds being wasted, and so many tax funds are wasted to police elections and all this nonsense. Police the campaign finance. So with cryptocurrency, with just getting rid of some of these rules and just letting people do their own ICOs or their own crypto, whatever you want to call it, their own crypto-related innovations with elections, it will get rid of a lot of bureaucrats who are just employed by us to make sure some chads aren't hanging or whatever they do. They do nothing. Okay, they do nothing productive. So cryptocurrency innovations are productive. Compete, don't complain. In Germany, this is an article, and this just shows how envious people are of wealthy people, and the success shaming that goes on. Acting SPD leader Thorsten Schäfer-Gumbel has drafted a concept for a wealth tax. He is proposing that this will bring the federal government 10 billion euro annually. He has argued that the rich have disproportionately benefited from the economic situation in recent years, while the average person has struggled. He claims many even benefited from the financial market crisis of 2008-2009. Therefore, they should be punished with higher taxes more than 10 years later for the rest of their lives. So yeah, that is what a wealth tax is. It's a tax for the rest of your lives. It is sickening that this actually is accepted and that people don't say, Germany, you want to be involved with stealing wealth from successful people? Yeah, that's a pretty bad look in Germany, going around just stealing wealth from successful people. Have you tried that before? Anyway, but it's in any country, it's a bad look. It's immoral to steal people's wealth, and it's totally success shaming. Yeah, the top 20% are always going to do really well. That's just the way the world's balanced. You can still do well for yourself. Just because they did well and you didn't do as well doesn't mean you get the right to steal from them. Because when you take that to its conclusion, it gets really messy, doesn't it? Well, you steal everything from them. Or maybe you destroy them in a very bad way. I mean, maybe. Hopefully, this is just one freak German dude, and it doesn't pick up steam there. But one freak German dude, it's picked up steam in the past with stuff. You never know. But again, it can happen in Germany. It can happen anywhere. So my advice to the wealthy people of Germany is, yeah, they're trying to shame you. Do not give in. Do not feel guilt and sign on to something ridiculous like this. But I would say try to get some of that wealth on in the Bitcoin. That will protect your wealth. They cannot confiscate that, and you can just take your wealth and move to a nice place where they're not going to success shame you or do a wealth tax on you. So German people, I really hope this is just a minor thing that I heard about, and that the wealth tax is not passed. Because this is based on complete success shaming, and that's envy, and it's not right to steal from anyone. Successful people aren't villains, okay? Now, and so let's talk about. We'll conclude the show. Someone said, Adam, any new dividends that one could split up? Nope, I would bring it up. Again, people are working on them. Someone notified me of one that's being worked on in 2020. This is your home of insider information. Once I'm allowed to talk about them, I'll bring up the crypto dividends. Again, crypto dividends are airdrops and forks of Bitcoin for Bitcoin holders. It's interest by holding your Bitcoin, and few people know about it. But if you watched yesterday's show, I talked about MWC. They gave a schedule. December 11th is when people are going to be able to actually have their MWC. But watch yesterday's show. It's funny. I see smart people in the chat talking about the nonsense that's going on with I'm not even gonna say the person's name, but the one. It's such a waste of time, guys. You're only hurting yourselves by even paying any attention to that guy, to that liar. All right. So Sunday night, and that's why we don't talk about it on this show. We don't talk about it. So and we definitely don't name the guy's name. But they just want attention. Bitcoin is the next Bitcoin. All right, that's the bottom line for all the. I mean, there's still freaks out there that think certain altcoins are the next Bitcoin. It's so delusional. It's unbelievable. So Sunday nights at the Tel Aviv embassy, I love them. But Bitcoin Blockchain Week is coming up. Now, I linked to the Twitter account for Tel Aviv Blockchain Week and a specific tweet they tweeted out. So follow them. And their website, Tel Aviv Blockchain Week. Obviously, I'll be speaking at an event on the 10th that I've talked about. And I'm going to talk about these events, because it's here. I'm going to read what it says in the tweet. The events between the 5th and the 16th of September, they're gathering key players in the blockchain space in Tel Aviv for the first Tel Aviv Blockchain Week. Welcome to Tel Aviv Blockchain Week, gathering developers, thought leaders, and entrepreneurs from all over the world to the startup nation, which is the land of Israel. 8 days of networking, blockchain, and build, and Bitcoin, of course. That's the 9th to the 16th of September, or some say the 5th to the 16th of September. There's going to be all sorts of stuff. So come on down every Sunday night during that time period. I'll be at the Bitcoin Embassy in Tel Aviv, but there's so many different things going on. So you might not even be a Bitcoin dude and you might have fun. There's Ethereum stuff going on. It's all linked to below, so check it out. I will talk more about it as I get more information about it, but it's great that I'm going to be in Israel until the 25th of September, so I'll be here. Who is the guest for the next Beyond Bitcoin show? Well, Beyond Bitcoin show doesn't have guests usually. But the next, This Week in Bitcoin, which is on Friday, where we usually have guests, I'm working on the guests right now for Friday's show. Not exactly sure. A lot of things up in the air. All right, dudes. But thanks for asking. I'm Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Mike. You never know what you're going to get on the show. Best guest in the space. And I try to bring you, guys that you can learn from. Some of the people not everyone's heard of, but they're really smart guys. And there are some guys that are known by the smart people. They're insider information type of people. The biggest names, there are some. Andreas is awesome. He's a huge name, obviously. But there's some big names out there, especially the ones that are complete nonsense that won't be mentioned. You shouldn't even know their names. They're a complete waste of your time. You don't learn anything from people who make up complete bogus whatever. And so, yeah, my show, I bring you people you can learn from. True, I've had over 100 This Week in Bitcoin shows, so there've been a couple mistakes in the past. People I didn't fully understand who they were at the time. People who come up with their own ego crypto dividends that never actually come out. Maybe it will come out eventually. Who knows? All right. I'm Adam Meister, Bitcoin Meister, Disrupt Meister. Remember to subscribe to this channel, like the video, share this video, check out the links below. And again, if the dude comes out with his ego coin crypto dividend, we get it for free. We turn into Bitcoin, whatever. That's fine. Don't buy it. Definitely don't. Oh, my Lord. That's what he's trying to get you to do. But pound that like button, bang that bell button, and check out all the links. Click on those squares. I'll say hi to you guys in the chat. Fun time tonight. See you later.